Good morning. Good morning, world. Good morning. It's up you with Azine. Yes. It's up you o'clock. Welcome to Up You with Azine, where we dive deep into topics that matter. Today, we will explore the intersection of business and social impact with Taka, Ange, Carine, who all the way is joining us from Cameroon, and she brings a wealth of experience in merging corporate success with meaningful humanitarian work. Yes, business and passion. So how you all doing? I trust everybody is keeping up with life and everybody's good like that and suffering the heat. Okay, it's up you with Azine, still your favorite female-centric show, and I'm here to keep you company as usual. So let's do this, my beautiful people. Finding self, finding purpose. My name is Azine Kufrekanem, and I'm your host. As always, I'm thrilled to have you join us on today's episode.
Women are refreshing bells of courage and warmth. It's not to run. Find yourself, finding bubbles. Now is the time to identify truths of the best of you. Finding purpose by juggling life. Of you empowers you with hope and inspiration. Stand up, speak up, sign up, shake up, soak up, set up, get up. Of you with everything. Finding self, finding purpose. Of you.
Yes. That was a sick tune all the way for you to enjoy. That's what we're about. Women, stand up and live for your dreams. So, yes, as always, I'm thrilled to have you join us on today's episode. The topic is balancing business and humanitarian passion. Like I said, we are being joined all the way from Cameroon by Taka, Ange, Carine. So, what is balancing business and humanitarian passion? It means finding a way to make money while also helping people and making a positive difference in the world. It's about using your business skills and resources to support important social causes, like helping communities in need or protecting the environment. This balance involves making sure that your business goals align with your values and that you're doing good while also being financially successful and ethical. This definition has a satisfying ring to it, a very satisfying read ring to it. Stay with us and find out more. Be kind to follow us on all our social media platforms at Up You with Azine on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and X. We'd love to connect with you and keep this conversation going long after this live has ended. Please like and share the stream. Is one way you help our ministry and keep us serving you better. Bringing women here to come and hear. We don't need to defer our dreams. We don't have to wait for one to finish to start another. We can actually merge both and achieve a balance in our life. The topic today is balancing business and humanitarian passion. Yes, somebody says Cameroon to the world. Yes. So, may I remind you that all episodes of Up You with Azine are on our YouTube and podcast channels and at Up You with Azine. Be sure to follow us and don't you miss a thing. I'm already having so much fun from the comments. The Cameroonians have arrived and they are just giving it to me left, right, and center. Welcome, sisters, brothers, all the way from Cameroon. Welcome to our live show. It's time to bring up our guests into the studio. So please stay with me. Don't Yes, yes, yes. I was thrown out by my. I'm right here now.
Finding self, finding purpose.
Yes, yes, yes. I was thrown out by my own network, but I'm right here going nowhere because this conversation is going to be stimulating. Like I was saying, if you're on this stream, please mute your devices so that we don't have the echo that I'm getting. Welcome everyone all the way from Cameroon. Oh my God, the support is massive. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So it's time to bring up our guest. If you're just joining us, this is Up You with Azine, and the topic on the burner is balancing business and humanitarian passion. Our guest today is Mrs. Taka Ange Carine Akem, a certified beautician and skincare therapist with an impressive 17 years of experience in the beauty industry. Her story began at the age of 18 while in the university, where she started as a nail technician and eventually ventured into her first business in 2013 with Sparkle TLC, located in Bemanda, Cameroon. Over the years, Mrs. Akem has expanded her expertise, gaining valuable knowledge and skills in beauty fields across Cameroon and Nigeria. Notably, she became a certified medical esthetician through her training with the North American Board of Aesthetics Medicine in Dubai in 2022. In addition to her hands-on work, Mrs. Akem has shared her expertise globally, launching online makeup classes in 2018 and subsequently offering virtual makeup training to front desk staff at MTN Cameroon in 2020. She also trained over 100 beauticians in various beauty disciplines. Take Ange holds a bachelor's degree in law and political science, as well as a master's degree in international human rights law from the University of the Change. Despite her entrepreneurial success, she remains dedicated to humanitarian causes, actively supporting individuals such as persons with disabilities and internally displaced women and girls. In recognition of her outstanding contributions, Mrs. Akem received the Leading Women in Business Award in Abuja, Nigeria in 2022. She currently serves as the program manager for the Focus Africa series, overseeing activities across 27 African countries. She is deeply involved in community building and is a partner in the FAEC, Firm the Affair on Christ organization, which supports Christian businesswomen in charitable initiatives and brand expansion. Today, she proudly leads her own initiative, Lean Africa, connecting entrepreneurs for networking and market expansion in a supportive environment. Mrs. Taka Ange Carine Akem believes in placing God first, family second. She acknowledges the importance of money in enabling life's comfort. She emphasizes love money and the comfort it brings to your life, but use it as a driving force to excel in business and craft. Dear everyone, world over, please join me in welcoming a very beautiful special guest to the show today. Good morning, Take Ange. I love calling your name. Good
Good
morning.
morning,
How are
Ma. It's
you?
an honor to be on the show. Thank you so much for having me.
Let's just cut out that ma right now. We're on the show, yeah. So my name is Ezine.
Okay, good
So how are
morning,
you? It's good to
Ezine.
have you on the show.
Thank you so much, Ezine.
Good.
Thank you so much for having me.
I was very scared to put you on this show because I said, you know what, she's a beautician, she's an esthetician, she's just going to come here and be popping, her face is going to be popping, face card not declining at all. And you didn't disappoint. You look amazing.
Thank you so much, Ezine. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, let me just say hello to all the Cameroonian sisters here. I'm not going to call all your names because, man, I'm not sure I can pronounce, but I see Cynthia. So, Cynthia, yes, fully representing Nat Bubbles. Welcome. Yokumpe. Oh, my goodness. You guys are just robust. I love you already. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Africa to the world.
Yes.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm sure we are all
Okay.
ready.
Maybe it's your. Yes, I think some people, some devices are on. Can they please put it on silent so that we don't echo? Thank you, everyone. If you can hear me, please put your devices on silence. You can still hear me, but I won't pick up the echo. Yeah. So let's go. Ange, could you please? You have a very fascinating background. Reading your profile gave me so much joy. From law to beauty to Lean Africa. I
Humanitarian.
mean, you're just phenomenal. It is a very fascinating background you pack here in both business and humanitarian work. Could you tell us a bit about your journey and how you found yourself navigating these two worlds?
Okay, thank you, Ezine, and thank you to everyone who has joined in to watch us this morning or listen to us this morning. My business background goes as far back as 2008. Like, isn't it read in my profile? I started at a very tender age of 18. I could say my grandmom introduced me to the business world because at that time she used to go to Ghana and she bought jewelries. And then she just propped to me like, just take and go and sell in school. So I started selling to my classmates in class. I was selling just jewelries to them. From there, my passion for beauty and my interest in the beauty industry, I went and learned how to do nail extensions. That's when I started. So I have an aunt who brought me into the beauty industry. And that story always tells me that you can use every failure or every setback to establish something beautiful. Because the reason why I left school to go and learn nails was due to the fact that I had to repeat level two. That's level 300. I was supposed to repeat my level 300 just because of one course I failed. It was a French course and I needed just as little as zero point 0.7 to be able to make it to the next level. So because I was supposed to repeat, my auntie was like, don't stay at home, just come to my nail studio with me and maybe one never knows, you might pick up something. And that this is where I am today because of that. I'm always very grateful to her because she brought me into the beauty industry. Yes, the interest was there, but if she hadn't given that proposition, I would never have found myself. So I used that setback to establish myself today. And all through the university, I had people that I worked with. I pitched in some salons where I went to go and do my nails, and that's how I pick up hairdressing. So after 5 years, I was able to do hair and nails. Then I opened my own first business in 2013 after I had my first degree and master's program. I closed it up in 2014, went back to school to get my master's degree completed, and that's when I went into international human rights law and did my master's and got my master's degree defended. And my thesis was on the rights of promoting and protecting the rights of persons with disability. So this is what led me into the humanitarian world because working with persons with disability gave me another perspective of life. I got to understand that there were people that their disability was actually an ability. I met so many people. I remember the first PWD I met was a blind man, a man who was visually impaired, and I walked into his office and I had a 30 minutes conversation with him without knowing that he was visually impaired. He was working with a computer in front of him, typing everything I said, and I was amazed when I was about to leave, and I sent my hand to give him a handshake, and he missed where my hand was. So I go back to the office and I was telling my colleagues, they said, no, Mr. Ninjo is visually impaired. And I was so impressed. And that gave me another perspective of life, gave me that interest in working with persons with disabilities and other people in need because a lot of them were extremely talented. So I could say that's my background of business and how I got into the humanitarian world.
Amazing story. Very amazing. Thank you for sharing. You know, when you were talking, you said it is possible that your setback could be your setup. You know,
Yes.
if you hadn't failed that course, you wouldn't have had that chance, that time to go to your aunt's place to learn, you know.
Yes.
And it was good that you found your passion, because even though you read up to your master's degree in law and all of that, you still have this passion for this. And I always tell people that when you come into something, education helps you to do it better, you know. So it was good that it, you saw it in that light, and that you didn't let it make you stay down. And of course, that gentleman that you met, I would feel the same way you felt as well. Because you
Yeah.
know, the our perspectives and our perception of people who are differently abled is that they cannot do anything. But
Mm-hmm.
we are all differently abled. He's differently abled, you're differently abled, I'm differently abled. In fact, there's a saying that there's a bit of disability in each and every one of us. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Well done. Ange, tell me,
Yeah.
um, even though you try to make it look easy, it can be a bit challenging merging your business and also humanitarian passion. We all know that the business terrain is not easy. You have to think about, even though you are CEO and founder, you have to think about everything from marketing to sourcing to procedure to accounting to making sure that the coins are dropping and that you're actually
Mm-hmm.
posting a profit. Not that you are just one big name and then you're not making money. You're doing all of that, and then you're also now following your passion and everything. How do you manage to balance your time first and foremost? And
Okay.
the energy between the business and the passion, your responsibilities. How do you manage your time, and then how do you manage the energy? Because it looks like it will be two different kinds of energy levels that you require to be able
Yes,
to keep
that's
a
true.
balance.
Okay. For me, it's all about time management, planning. The way I've been able to navigate being a family-oriented person, being an entrepreneur, and being a humanitarian has
Mhm.
boiled down in a nutshell to planning. I feel that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So my life is almost like a clock, and I have almost everything
Mm.
scheduled out. I'm not perfect, but I try my best. For example, let me give you a little rundown of how my day works. I wake up in the morning, assist to get my kids ready for school. They leave for school by 7 a.m. By 7:30, I'm at the gym. By 9 a.m. or 9:30, I'm out of the gym. I come to make lunch for my family, and my shop opens at 9 a.m. So I've scheduled my staff in such a way that they can meet the needs of our customers even without me. It has been a very huge struggle to get Sparkle TLC to where it is, because at some point the business solely depended on me and it was really heavy. I had to receive phone calls, reply messages, be on the social media platforms. But now I've been able to disperse that energy and affiliate responsibilities to different staff. We have somebody running our social media pages. We have a manager that is ensuring that clients' needs are met. The store is open at 9 a.m. prompt and all of that. So for the shop, it opens at 9 and it's up and running before me. So when I get back from the gym, I have to make lunch for my family by 11 a.m. I am off to work. So everyone who always tries to get appointments with me know I don't come in before 11 a.m. So I start my day at the office at 11 a.m. I attend to my clients. In between attending to clients, sometimes I'm caught with training staff, apprentices who want to learn from me. So every month I have a couple of apprentices coming for training. And then for Lean Africa on the side, I have someone handling our social media platforms. She's very pushful, so she tells me every week we have 3 sessions every week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. She has to come in for me to either give her quotes to post on the social media pages or do videos on entrepreneurship or advice to startup companies and all of that. So she's someone that is dedicated to this job. So she gets me on track with my humanitarian side. Also because it's not bringing in any money. It's a non-governmental organization. It's a charitable organization. So you need that extra push and energy to be able to allocate time for it. So the lady who runs our social media platform for Lean Africa, I think she's doing a great job because she's always on my case making posts to keep the pages active. And by the time my day ends, if I'm lucky to not have a task today, I have to come home, help my kids with assignment, make sure they are set for prayers and bed in time before the end of my day. I'm a late sleeper, so by the time my kids are off to bed, that's when I go on my social media platforms and try to reply my own messages and see what's happening in the rest of the world. So it's really very, very challenging managing a business, being a family-oriented person, and being a humanitarian. It's not an easy task, but I feel that if you plan, you can be able to make it. For anyone who has a scheduled program, I think it works out for them.
Thank you. You see, I kept quiet because I had to assimilate everything that you said into my brain. I like everything you said, about your schedule, except going to the gym. Don't mind me. I like your schedule, except going to the gym. But it's all okay. I understand why you have to. And one day, probably, I'll get the muscle to be able to join and do that as well. Um, So it boils down to prioritizing. And when I was asking you that question, I didn't even include your family. So thank you for bringing in the fact that you're also a family person. So you have to manage the home front and then go out and manage the business and then go
Yes.
out and manage the passion. So there's a lot of stuff. And in all of this mix, you're some people's girlfriend, you're someone's child. You have to manage everything. So it's really incredible. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, true.
It's really incredible and well done, well done. So one
Thank
thing I'm
you.
going to emphasize and I'll ask somebody to put on the stream is you have to prioritize. Everything has to be put in that space of 24 hours that you have, you know. And bravo, I can't seem to get myself, my people are not happy with me because I can't seem to get myself to keep to their schedule of making all the videos they want for social media. So I think
Uh-huh.
it's yes, because when they bring the schedule, they want me to do this, they want me to dance like this, and then they want me to do a day in your life, and I'm like, are you people okay? So I
They
can
want you to do
imagine that
TikTok challenges.
those kind of thank you. So I can imagine that your day is not an easy one, but you're doing very great. Yeah, well done, well done.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Ezine.
everyone. Thank you so much. So now tell me, um, what are some of the challenges that you faced in this journey? Because it can't all just be rosy the way you just painted it. There are some of us who want to do it. We see you, we like what you're doing, we want to do it, but we just can't fit it in. I already told you I have a problem with going to the gym. So what are some challenges you faced, trying to piece together this life that you have? And
Yeah.
what rewards have you experienced from doing it all?
Challenges in regarding the beauty business for me would be the rapidity at which the industry is growing because the trends are every day. By the time you want to understand this concept, there's already another one in the market. And for you to stay on top of your game, you need to be able to follow the trends, go with the changing times. So the beauty industry is very fast. I think it's one of the most growing industries now, aside entertainment and real estate. So you need to fast track. And unfortunately for us in Cameroon, we are a little bit backward when it comes to the growth rate. So being an entrepreneur in the beauty business, I am always trying to see what is being done in Nigeria, in Dubai, in the US, and I want to be the first person to bring those students to Cameroon. So it's very difficult.
Mm,
Sometimes you're faced with the challenge of getting the raw materials, getting the products. Even our social media in Cameroon is still very low. It's not as accessible. I've lived a lot of my entrepreneurial career in Nigeria, and I see how fast, aside the fact that Nigeria is overly populated, which makes it easy to run a business, but there's a lot of access to the outside world that we don't have in Cameroon. So, and then we also have international trade barriers. that is one of the things that sets us back. For me to get products from Nigeria or from America, it's not easy. The actual shipping fees are costly. So you might even get access to what you're looking for, but shipping is not easy. So I wish international trade was having more relaxed reforms that can help us to be able to easily market our products across not only Africa but the world. Because even in Africa alone, it's very, very challenging getting to sell your craft in another African country. Whether it's in West Africa or the CEMAC zones for French-speaking countries, is a huge challenge. So those are the challenges that I face. I have my own skincare brand, but I cannot really market my products out of Cameroon. So that's a limitation. The fact that the times are changing rapidly is another limitation. When it comes home, I have the challenge of getting very skilled staff. Now, if you have a team that don't have the same vision as you, it sets you back like 20 years behind because you believe that things should be done in a certain way and this is what has to grow your business. But your team, some people are lacking, some people are not experienced, some people are not even willing to learn. They just come to work because it pays my bills. So why should I bother? It's not my business. At the end of the month, I'm going to get my salary. So all those things are challenging. Then you have clients. Getting across to your clients too is not easy. Beauty business is a highly competitive market. So to be able to reach your clientele base, you need to do something extra, innovation. You need to be extra innovative to be able to be that person that they will sort out in the crowd. That person that everybody wants to go to because she's standing out and she's doing the best. So every single time you have to go for training, you have to go for networking events, you have to up your game so that you come back and you have something new to offer to the general public. Those are the challenges I face in business. Now, as a humanitarian, I face challenges of actually meeting the people and gaining trust that you want to help. You might see a widow and you want to offer help, and she's so skeptical because social media has made things to seem a lot of people focus on the negative other than the positive. So you're out there to help people to build them, but these people are not willing for you to help them. I've met now in Cameroon we have the Anglophone crisis that is going on. So we have a lot of internally displaced persons. I am an internally displaced person. I moved from Bamenda to Douala because of the crisis. Now, some of us are fortunate to have moved and we had the capital to start. When I moved here in 2019, I was in the house from 2019 of September to 2020 November. I couldn't start my business. It was a challenging time. I'm a busy person. I'm used to working, but I had to work from home to be able to save up to start my business. But not everybody had that opportunity. So there's a lot of internally displaced persons that need help. But are they willing to receive the help? Some people, you reach out to them. You have gone online to say, oh, I've met these people and I want to help. People make contributions, people do donations, and you give them the money to start up a business. Do they actually start up the business? Do you have the time to follow them up to ensure that this money that was given by kind-hearted people is put to use? It's not that easy. So that challenge of actually getting results as a humanitarian is one thing. Another thing too is actually getting the finances as a humanitarian to run that NGO, to run that humanitarian activity. When you start, most of the money is coming from your pocket, from your family, from your friends. Before your organization gets that recognition and people find it trustworthy to be able to invest. Entrepreneurs, okay, Lean Africa is out to educate entrepreneurs. It has an educative arm to educate entrepreneurs by organizing workshops and networking programs where they can learn how to better themselves in public speaking, in getting access to their customers, in innovating their businesses. Are people willing to attend these networking events? No, a lot of people are not. Even when you do it free, people don't want to sign up. Even when you put a fee, people don't want to pay because some people are like, why should I learn from this person? What is it different that she's doing? What business idea is she going to give me? How is that going to be profitable to my business? I always tell people, attending networking events is like planting a seed. You don't know what you're going to come out with. I've never attended anyone and come out the same because different speakers, even if you meet the same speaker at an event, that speaker always has something new to offer. So, but is the Cameroonian population already ready, or is the African society ready to invest in networking events? Are they ready to learn from people? So those are some of the challenges that I face both in my business and as a humanitarian. Getting access to people, getting people to trust you, and actually reproducing and getting results for what you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. When you were talking, something was going on in my head. I just kept saying borderless Africa. Borderless Africa. We have to grow
Yes.
to that point where we can move seamlessly from market to market. I do know that
Yes.
that is actually also what Lean Africa is all about, but
True.
um, I was just thinking borderless Africa because we are all Africa, and is Africa our home? And so we need to be able to tap into markets that are suitable for us. Now, speaking about your challenges, they are not peculiar to you alone. These are challenges that women face everywhere, which is why I tell people that Up You with Alienate is a platform that speaks to women. And, from speaking to women over the years, we've discovered that women problems are generally similar from place to place, so it's the same thing. And so we need to find the space to find the answers for ourselves. Now, coming to people not wanting to network and go to networking events, well, may I take this honor to tell everybody that I actually met my guest today at one of such networking events in Lagos, Nigeria. She left Cameroon to come to Lagos, Nigeria, and she made an impression. And we started talking, and here we are today. She's on the platform. And who knows? The next one she goes to, she might meet somebody else and then get something else done. So if you're saying go girl, then please follow her footsteps as well. That's all I want to say on that one. So thank you for being a seeker. Thank you for busting out of your comfort zone and saying there is more and you want more. Like you rightly said, your industry is quite competitive. As an aside, do you have different ways of, you're an esthetician, isn't it? Do you do BBL?
That's a whole medical field. I don't.
Okay, so what I'm saying is it's come to stay. Apparently, a lot of people are doing it, but there must be different ways of doing it because we're seeing different shapes and all of that. So you need to stay on top of your market, right?
Yes. Yes.
I was just throwing that. I just threw that in so that we can have a good laugh. Yeah. Okay. So back to what we're saying. Could you please share some strategic tips, some strategies or tips for our listeners who are also looking to integrate value into their professional life? When people have lived their life and probably, retired and are winding down, they seem to have a lot of regrets. I wish I did this earlier. I wish I did that earlier. Before now, we were taught to defer our dreams and our desires. We are taught, okay, you can't do everything at once. So focus on one and then do one. And so we find that we come to our old ages, so to speak, or even midlife, and we're feeling empty. We have probably achieved a lot on the workspace, but we have not achieved a lot out of our passion. Because when you give back, when you follow your passion, you touch life. And when you touch life, you feel fulfilled so that you have balance. So what strategies or tips can you give to those who are listening to you today? Because someone says, follow who know road. So please let us follow you. Give us the strategies, give us the tips, that can help us get this balance and sit very well in our lives.
Yeah. So, dear viewers, dear listeners, over the years, I've always been like, follow your passion, follow your passion. Please, today I have a different perspective because of recent, I just learned something. And I came to the realization that I was listening to one speaker on LinkedIn, and he was talking about us following our passions in business is 30% of truth. 70%, which is the reality, tells us that if you follow your passion, nobody cares about your passion. Nobody cares about what you love. That passion is the drive that tells you, okay, yes, I love this thing. But if it's not putting your bills or putting food on your table, you continue following your passion. So my advice to listeners today is follow the passion in relation to the demand in the market. I'll explain further. So you see someone who is digging sockaway tanks, right? Do you think that's somebody's passion? That person saw the need for that activity in the market. That person realized that there's a demand for people's septic tanks to be empty. And the person was like, okay, this is a business. And it's a very lucrative one at that, because I just need to put my services out there and people are going to be looking for me. Because every single day, with the population in Africa, people will need their septic tanks to be empty. That's not somebody's passion. He saw a demand and he came to solve the problem. If you are an entrepreneur, you are a problem solver. So try to tie your passion to solving a problem. If you start a business today that is not in demand, you need to take time to educate people, sensitize them on how to be able to have interest in seeing through that business, in purchasing whatever thing, if it's a service or a product that you're selling. But if you come to an already competitive market and everybody is selling salt and you want to sell salt, the next day you start selling salt, you're sure that you will sell salt. Now, how can you sell salt differently? There's high demand for salt, so you need to stand out in the crowd. You need to do your publicity, do your networking, do your marketing, do your advert, everything in an extra way that makes you stand out in the crowd. So it might not be your passion to sell salt, but you might be passionate about selling something. So your passion is entrepreneurship. You don't want to do a 9 to 5. So you take that passion of being an entrepreneur and invest it in something that is actually in demand. That is the only way you will succeed as an entrepreneur. Because if you don't sell something that people already need, it makes you go to work every day, do a business that's not lucrative. And before you know, you're selling up that business or you're shutting it down. So my advice to the listeners today is mostly to tell them that as much as we love our passion, we should also try to do things that are lucrative or things that are in demand. Do a market survey and find out in what area what thing is needed, and you provide that service or that product. And you will notice that you're cashing out, you're making the money that you so desire to make. Then before you realize it, you are not so passionate about that thing. But that money is going to motivate you to keep going because it's going to pay your bills, it's going to pay an easy life. So attach your passion to the market demand. If you are a humanitarian or if you're already an entrepreneur and you want to go into humanitarian activities, it took me 10 years to actually see Lead Africa to light. I've been having that setback of not doing this, not doing this. Do I have the time for this? Do I really want to do this? Do I really want to do this? But at some point, I felt like I had mentored a lot of people and so many people were looking up to me. And my ideas were all over the place because if I'm not speaking on the radio at this event or at this networking event, and I asked myself, what if I build my own community? What if I build solid entrepreneurs across Africa and the world that they feel that, okay, this is something. He said that don't ask what your country did for you, ask what you did for your country. So if you want to actually leave a mark that when you're gone from this world today, people can look back and have something to hold on to, that's where you become a humanitarian. And you have to bear in mind that it's out of the kindness of your heart that you get to do humanitarian activities. It is not profit making. So are you already stable in your job or your business that you think that you have time to invest in humanitarian activities? If not, there are a lot of organizations that you can partner with. That's why I started by partnering with so many organizations to be able to learn. I attended many networking events before I held my first ever conference. I wanted to see the setbacks, the shortcomings. I love to go to the comment section and see what people were complaining about. Even after I held in Africa, I made an open platform where people could come and share their ideas and tell me how the conference went. And I learned a lot. I saw so many people telling me time management was a problem, bilingualism was a problem. Some speakers did not express themselves as much as they would have wanted. They did not give them enough opportunity to ask the questions they wanted. And you learn as you go. So if you want to combine humanitarian activities with your entrepreneurial or work life, make sure you're at that point that you are able and ready to do that, and that you have come a long way with your learning to achieve actually the goal that you have set aside for yourself. Thank you.
Thank you very much. As you were talking, something was popping in my head as usual. Differentiate or die. Differentiate or die. You must
Mhm.
single handedly find out that reason why everybody should buy your salt and not the next person's salt. Well
Yes.
done. And thank you for stressing and letting us know that what we are seeing today is a journey of 10 years. Because, we are in this popcorn generation now where everybody wants to pop their corn and start chewing it and watching a blockbuster movie. Nobody
Yeah.
knows that, oh, it took 10 years to get to this point. So if you're on the stream today and this lifestyle is calling your name, then be ready to put in the work first to develop yourself, two, to develop your brand, three, to test out your brand,
Mm-hmm.
and then begin to walk the talk. She talked about partnerships with different people, you know.
Yeah.
So, but then, like she said, which I find very key, an entrepreneur is already a problem solver. So,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is you're bringing to the marketplace of life, what problem does it solve?
Yes.
If you can answer the singular question today, trust me, you're well on your way. What problem are you, your brand, your services, your products, what problem are you solving? Because what brings me to you is a pain point. It's something I can't do for myself that brings me to your store, to your shop, to your office, so that you can solve it for me. So if you are clear on the problem that you solve, your brand, your business, your humanitarian efforts, your passions, then the sky certainly can't limit you. Everyone on the stream, if you have questions, please put it down so that we can also ask them. Okay, so somebody says, Ayok says, my passion isn't 95. Oh, the pay package is my push.
Mm-hmm.
9 years later, I am Nyama House. Na them they rush me for buy fresh organic nyama. Thank you. What is a
Nyama
nyama?
is snails. It's snails. Snails.
Oh, okay. So
Yes, that's her side
she
hustle.
runs this mill.
She's doing a nine
Oh,
to five, but her
beautiful.
side hustle is Nyama.
Beautiful, Ayok, beautiful. Thank God you started living your passion, and your passion and
Exactly.
your entrepreneurial business is going together. So please
Mm-hmm.
put in the questions so that we can ask her the questions and you can hear the answers straight from the horse's mouth. Okay, so I'm going to take you back a bit.
Okay.
Um, how important is collaboration? Because I heard you saying that you collaborated with some brands. How important is collaboration in bridging the gap between business and humanitarian sectors? You know,
One
can you
thing,
share examples?
yes,
Can you share some
yes.
examples of your successful collaborations and
Okay.
so that we can learn from it?
Yeah. So one thing I noticed about Nigeria is collaboration is very huge in that country. I appreciate that country a lot because you want to see a makeup artist and a hairstylist and a designer come out to produce this beautiful shoot, and everybody's getting their flowers. Unfortunately for us in Cameroon, it's not the case. So it's not the case. So I think that collaboration set us on the map. Why? Because I know 10 people, you know 10 people, this other person knows 10 people. When we come together to produce the mastercraft, our 30 people they get to know each other, they get to know about us, and it puts us out there more. I mean, one hand doesn't tie a bottle. You need to. I'm very particular about always trying to get collaborations because I know that, like I told somebody, I know what networking has done for me. The amount of people it has made me encounter in my life, the dignitaries I've had to meet, greet, speak to. I have senators and ministers' wives in Nigeria that have my phone number, and it gives me joy that I have that kind of connection because sometimes you might find yourself in a situation and you ask yourself, who can I turn to? At Lean Africa conference, I told people, I'm trying to build a community where when you pick up your phone and you need 5 different things, you just need to go through your contact list. And you will have 5 people that will come to your aid with those 5 different things. You don't need to go to social media and start searching who is selling this, who is selling that. You have it in your community. That is what building a community does. Having people that, it's not about money. It's not about money. It's not about having people who will give you money. It's about problem solvers. It's about having people in your community who can meet needs that are especially urgent needs. And that is what networking has done for me. Now, in the business side, I've had opportunity to also collaborate with people, and he has put my brand out there. In my profile, you read that I did makeup classes virtually for NTA. When I moved to Douala in 2019, COVID started in 2020. I couldn't start a business. I didn't even have the capital to start a business. So I was doing online classes with my phone, and people were paying me 3,000 francs per class. That's 1,500 naira per person to sign up for my class. So when MTN needed somebody to teach their front desk staff makeup virtually, a lot of us applied. But why was I choosing? Because I was the only one with the experience of having taught makeup virtually. Now that collaboration with MTN also put me in the map. I sent out applications to other multinationals to be able to teach their staff front desk work as well. So front desk makeup rather. So I feel like collaborations are very important. And talking about working with people before setting up, you learn a lot on the job. Over the years, if you have the intention of getting your own organization, you cannot just wake up in the morning and start an organization or hold a conference. You need to be able to be in it to understand the challenges that are being faced by the host. When you go and sit in a hall and attend a conference, you might be criticizing. The AC is not cold enough, the AC is too cold, there's not enough water, the microphones are not working right. You don't know what the people in the background had to go through to set up that conference. Oh, I didn't like the venue. There were not enough points for me to take my pictures. The speakers were not. You don't understand. But if you are on the team and you get to understand those challenges, the background work, it sets the pace for you. And you keep asking yourself, am I ready? Can I do this? Is it time for me? And I feel that that encourages you, not discourages you, because when you see how people thrive through those challenges, it should be able to encourage you that at the end of the day, they did it. So why can't I do it? But then you learn on the job and it gives you a platform to be able to get to where you're headed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Your network ultimately is your net worth.
What?
So if you have a network of persons that can't move any mountains,
You
then
need to change it.
your network is not going to be going up. It's just, if anything, is going to be going down. It's important
Yeah.
to deliberately, intentionally cultivate a network that works, that
Yes.
delivers what you need per time to you. But then let me add, you must also be that kind of person that someone would also call upon and you deliver value.
Yes.
Life is a series of exchanges, value for value per time between people. Um, Very commendable, all the collaboration. I like that example you gave of how you were using your phone to teach online, and then the telecom giant comes calling and says, okay, come teach our people. And that's exactly what, sometimes these things sound like cliche, but that's exactly what success is. Preparedness meeting opportunity.
Yes.
Look at it. There might have been other people in your line of business, but they were not doing online teaching. And
Exactly.
COVID happened, and it happened that this was going to be only done online. And who research online? So who has been online? So we all carrying smartphones. What are we doing with our smartphones? Who
Mm-hmm.
knows what you know, or is it all in your brain? Sometimes when you give away what you know, you never can tell who is watching, and you
Mm-hmm.
never can tell the next pedestal that you're going to stand on just because you were giving away for next to nothing. 1,500 naira? Come on. That couldn't have been what she paid to go and study in Dubai.
No way.
But you have to keep busy. You have to
Yes.
keep busy until you're discovered, until you're found. Well
Mm-hmm.
done, well done, well done. So I have
Thank you, Zine.
a question here from Neng. She says, what will you advise an individual who has money to invest but doesn't know what to invest on or how to go about an investment?
Okay. I think we've already spoken about that by saying that find the demand, the loopholes in the market. Overly populated markets are a scare to a lot of startups. They say, everybody's doing makeup, why should I go and invest in makeup? Everybody's doing hair, why should I go and invest in hair? But if everybody is doing it, it means it is paying, and it means they are constantly customers for that service. So you need to find out the demand. How high is this? You cannot go to where Muslims are and you say you want to sell pork. No, it's not possible. If you go there, nobody's going to buy. So you need to go to areas where people are in need of something, identify that need, and come up to supply and satisfy that demand. But now, when you come to an overly populated market where there is high demand of a product, okay, go to a market, even if it's invaluable, there's a line where people sell lace, and everybody is selling George, and everybody has that there's a price. You come in and the customer will be like, no, it's 7,200 naira. No, I know people make it for you. And you go to the next shop, it's 7,200 naira. Why would you buy from one person when everybody is selling at the same price? You need to stand out. It is the customer service. So that's why organizations and networking events are trying to teach us how to market our crafts better, how to stand out in the crowd. You need to understand your customer approach, provide not only a product, but attach a reliable service to that product. That is what is going to tell everybody that, okay, in this line, these people are selling drugs, but go to this person because this particular person, you need to invest in your business by studying your market very well. Know it to your fingertips. A lot of entrepreneurs don't know how to speak. They just wake up in the morning and they want to go to their business and sit and wait for customers. What extra thing are you doing? Why would I come and buy from you? Why, when everybody is selling the same thing? So for you to make an investment, please first of all identify what is in demand so that you don't set up a business and one week down the line you haven't had any one customer. When you have something that is in demand, you already have existing customers. Then secondly, you are going into a crowded market. You need to identify the loopholes in that market. Those loopholes is what is going to help you to stand out. What is A and B doing, and what difference can I make so that I challenge A and B? I train students for microblading routes almost every month. And people are asking me, a friend of mine asking me, every day you're still having clients for micro. Why are you still having clients? I said, because I'm adding value. And I'm telling them the difference with my service and that of others. That's why I will keep going at a certain price, and people who are doing it lower than me are not getting the business because I add market value. First of all, I set up my space to look beautiful so that it's attractive and appealing to the client. I make sure that I'm polite to my customers. I make sure that when they come, I offer them tea, coffee, snacks, and they already start to get to see the difference. That's what's making me stand out. So if you're looking to start a business, please first of all identify what is in need, find the product that is in need, and find the loopholes in the market and fill those loopholes so that customers will leave people that they have been buying for years and come to you who is just new at the market. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to take two more questions back to back. So the
Okay.
first one says from Cynthia, how do you approach networking events and or conferences to make meaningful connections? And the second one is, how do you deal or feel about getting negative feedbacks when people use, for instance, if people use your products and they are low quality, and they give you negative feedback and it affects your services. How do you manage such scenarios? So can you
Okay.
quickly speak to both?
Okay, I'll just answer that quickly. So, networking events, like I said, for me, I found networking events like an investment because you're paying money to attend these events. So, you don't want to come out there without getting knowledge. I've noticed that a lot of people, when they go for networking events, they don't want to warm up to people. They see people, they don't want to go to the speakers and introduce themselves and ask how you can help me grow my business and all of that. You need to make meaningful connections on networking events because you aim at fostering those connections. A lot of people go for networking events, they pick so many complimentary cards and they come back and that's it. But before you pay for an event, look at the topic, look at the headline. What am I, and ask yourself, what am I going to achieve at this event? And how is that event going to impact my life? Is it necessary for me to attend this particular event? That's why they do all these flyers and posters for events and they have captions. And the captions and they have topics. The topics are telling you what you are going to learn at that event. And you ask yourself, do I connect to this audience? Do I connect to these people who are going to be at that event? When you ask yourself those questions, and if your answer is yes, then you already know why you're going for that networking event. So when you get there, you should have an aim. Always do research on the speakers. What are people going to be speaking about? And who are these speakers? How far have they come? Why do I think I should look up to them as a mentor? Why do I need to get into a hall and listen to this person talk about this activity? Is it going to impact you? Is it going to help you? So that's the only way. You have to make a meaningful connection to the networking event before you go for that event, not when you are at the event. Because you want to understand, do a background check on what is going to happen at that event, and then you tell yourself this event is for me. So going there, you have your book and your pen, you're ready to talk, and you're willing to approach people and ask questions and make contacts and continue foster those relationships to make a profit out of it. That's the only way you get value for your money when you go for a networking event. The second question on how we should feel about negative feedbacks. Now, we are importing from China and other places. When you buy a product online, take it for say on Ali or whatever, you're not certain of how that product is going to come. Trust me, when you're buying online, you are lucky to get what you ordered, what you received. So that's a trend now. So many people are ordering things and they come and put what I ordered is what I received. So you should be lucky if you actually get what you receive. Now, the fight is between you and your customer. It is not you and the vendor. The customer doesn't have anything to do with who sold the product to you. And when you already invest money and you get a bad product, it is left for you. Are you going to sell this product? Now, if you can get on selling this product, how do you relate to your customer so that they don't run away? Be honest. You cannot be an entrepreneur and you are not honest. Fear God. Because the moment you want to use dishonesty and you know that you have gotten a bad product and you go ahead to market it like a good product, then you're sending me as a client away. But if you can explain to me, this is what I ordered, and there was an alteration in the production or the quality that, so I'm going to reduce the price and sell to you at a lesser price because it's the same product but not the same quality. A lot of customers will understand. It's true that we have difficult clients. Some will not understand, and that is why not everybody is your customer. Not everybody is your customer. You should know that as an entrepreneur. Sell to the people that have value for your time, your craft, your service, your product, and all of that. So if you bring in honesty and tell people this product had a problem, the negative feedbacks are not going to come. But if you sell it with the pretense that it's a good product, you will get the negative feedback. Or let's say ignorantly, you sold that product without knowing that it's a bad product. Now it's the approach that you give after that sale. Are you willing to apologize? Tell the customer I made a mistake. You can. I always tell entrepreneurs, I don't do refunds, and you and I will have to come to a compromise. Because once that money has entered my pocket, it's always going out. But I have to compromise, and I will tell you, maybe I will offer you another service at a lesser price, or maybe I will do something to make you not run away, to ensure that we part happily. But I might not do you a refund. So it's your customer approach after a negative feedback. Don't always take criticisms to be like the client is trying to downgrade you or bash on you. Be open to those negative criticisms. and tell that person we are all human, we all make mistakes, but I will do better next time. And this is what we can do to remedy the situation. Thank you. I hope that answered your question.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You made a whole lot of points. There's so many nuggets that one can distill from here. But let me quickly summarize by saying to the person who was talking about feedback, negative feedback, feedback of any sort, negative or positive, is the food of the entrepreneur. Because you need to have that feedback, whether negative, whether positive, to enable you grow. Negative ones, it tells you what's not working. So you take it. As an entrepreneur, your emotional intelligence, your emotional quotient has to be huge. You don't get thrown off by things. So they say, oh, okay, it's not good. You just have that feedback. It's not good. So you go to make it what? Better. After you've done all the other things that she talked about to ensure that your customer is happy and will retain their loyalty to your brand. Then as for the second question, networking, she just hit it on the head. You need to make the connection before the connection.
Yes.
You need to make the connection before the connection. So there's a networking event. So you look at yourself. Does this resonate with me? Is this speaking to any aspect of my life where I need to grow in? Is there something I need to take from here? And then you write down your objectives. You must know why you're coming. You're not just coming to wear your pretty dress and have your face made up. No, you must have objectives. I am attending this, and in this place. See, personally, I set goals. I say I will meet 5 new people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one goal, 5 new people strategically. And I come in and I sit down, I begin to look for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I find them, I stand up and I walk to you and I say, hello, my name is blah, blah, blah. I'd like to meet you. And a connection is made. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, you know? And then sometimes you may not even get up, but you listen attentively and somebody makes your day, or somebody says something that resonates with you. Then you do the person a thank you note. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure listening to you at so networking event. I learned a lot. Would you be my friend? Would you mentor me? And whatever in life, in business, in entrepreneurship, in humanitarian endeavors, there are always levels to this thing. There is the mentorship level, there is the hand-holding level, there is the friendship level, but you must have to find where you are and slot yourself in there. All of us together is what makes life move. No one is an island and no one knows it all. I'm learning so much on this stream and I'm having such a good laugh. You see, when you find a woman who is as confident as my guest is, then you know there is love somewhere in it. I think her husband is on this stream and they're beginning to fight him because he's saying baby, and they say there's no baby here. What we have here is the entrepreneur. So go home. Please, Mr. Ake, don't go home. Stay with us. We love the fact that you are a he for she. You're supporting your wife. Thank you so much. I'm having so much fun today. You are a lot of wonderful listeners on today's show, and it's really very incredible having this interactive feel. So somebody is loving your business and is interested in your business, right? So the person is asking, so what's the future? Are you going to allow them buy shares? Are you going to open it up? They want to invest in your business. So what are you going to say?
For now, I'm still building Sparkle Sales. Sparkle, I have such huge dreams and goals for Sparkle. So when I get to the point where I need stakeholders and investors, I'm going to reach out. For now, I'm still building the brand, and I'm not yet at the stage where I want to bring in investors.
Okay, so she's still building this brand. So we're all going to keep supporting her to build this brand. And then one day, voila, she's going to sell shares. And guess who's going to buy? Me. And I'm sure every other person right here will buy into it. Okay, so going on, where do you see the future of businesses? Where do you think it's heading to? You know, let me put it this way. You know, COVID opened our eyes.
Mm-hmm.
COVID opened our eyes that all of us were actually running nowhere fast. We're all achieving, we're all breaking gas ceilings, we're all doing, and really not living. And wham bam, COVID comes and halts all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Phew, everybody pauses. And then we're staring at mortality in the face, and it's looking at us and we're looking at it. We could all die. Anybody could die. And so how much of living have you even done?
Exactly.
And so a lot of stuff changed in the world post COVID. Some persons resigned their 9 to 5. I can't keep
Yeah.
doing this thing, because no, this is not it. Let me go and do the one that
Mm-hmm.
puts me where I want to be. I really want to be a mountain climber, so let me go and look for a job
Mm-hmm.
somewhere out in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
So priorities changed, things changed, and that's where people like you came up saying, you know what, we're going to merge our businesses with our humanitarian efforts so that we
Mm-hmm.
can have the best of both lives. We can have balance in our lives and everything. So now I'm putting it to you. Where do you see the future of all of this? Well, what do you see going forward?
I think the future of business in terms of integrating business and social responsibility will be diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'll explain further.
Mhm.
I feel like businesses have gotten to a level where we need to ensure that we have corporate social responsibility. If you
Mhm.
have your corporate social responsibility, that means that you're making sure that your staff, your employees, your clients, in fact, anybody that is attached to your business has a corporate social responsibility. Then that's already a humanitarian activity because an entrepreneur is a problem solver is already a humanitarian. But the difference is that you're making money out of that activity and you're solving a problem. And as a humanitarian, you see that people are in need and you come to help them solve the problem and provide for their needs. So that's already a merger between the two. So the emphasis will be for everybody to understand that you have a corporate social responsibility to practice diversity, equity, and inclusion. Without this, you cannot say that you can partake in both worlds. You need to be able to combine the two. And I encourage a lot of entrepreneurs to do humanitarian work because why? You see, companies are prioritizing humanitarian work. That's why most big companies they have a foundation, they have humanitarian arms because they see the need to combine the two and they see that the activity is systematically related and there's no way you cannot do it. Now, when you are a company, for example, a bank, and you have a foundation, just of recently, Tony Edemery's foundation was giving $5,000 to agri-businesses, and he was giving that money to ideas, not the actual agri-business owners. So I have an idea of doing agri-business. I don't know how to build that idea. I come and meet Izine because she's an agri farmer and she's in the suburbs maybe and she knows how to do that business. We work together, we build this business and we sell a solution to them and we win $5,000. It's not good money to start up a business. But this man has no obligation. He can just go on running his bank. But he understands that corporate social responsibility is important for every business. So I will encourage every entrepreneur to have that humanitarian heart, that kindness to give back. Because it also puts your business on the map. Imagine that in the next 5 years to come, Lean Africa is having a platform that is sponsoring so many people. Who is going to benefit from that exposure? It's Paco TLC. It's not Lean Africa that is benefiting because what Lean Africa is doing is letting out help. But when people want to say, who is the founder of Lean Africa, they'll tell the person, it is Paco TLC and she wants a beauty business. That's bringing customers to my business through my organization. So I feel that every single person, especially entrepreneurs, have to make that combination of running their businesses as humanitarians. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, simply put, the future of businesses is humanitarian. You
Yes.
must make money and you must also be socially responsible for you to make an impact in our society.
Society.
I
Yes.
love that. I love that. And I am steadily increasing my commerce to get to that point. I'm loving Ayok.
Okay.
Her or him, I'm not sure. But do you know Ayok Mpe?
Yes, I know her.
Is Ayok female or male?
She's female. Female.
Okay, she's female. She says, God, am I a window? Mr. Akem, show me your God. How did you get this lucky? Oh my God, she is such a vibe.
Yes.
This is making the connection before the connection, because if there is somebody I want to talk to after now, it is this
Please,
person who
sister.
made this comment. You see what we're talking about? You make the connection before the
Before the
connection.
connection.
Girl, you've got the vibe. Keep it up.
Yeah.
I love that for you. Okay. So going on, okay. Tell us. Lean Africa.
Yes.
Pitch us. Lean Africa. You've got 2 minutes. Elevator
Okay.
pitch. What is Lean Africa all about?
So
And
Lean
why should
Africa.
we be members of that community?
Yeah. Okay. So Lean Africa is like its acronym. It stands for Leadership Empowerment and Networking in Africa, and it's divided into three arms. We have the educative arm, which is focused on mentorships, workshops, and networking events to educate entrepreneurs on how
Mhm.
to tackle public speaking, marketing their products, and putting their crafts out there. Just to give them a base of education on why it's important to have education as an entrepreneur. It also has a marketing arm where we aim at organizing vendor vaults and trade fairs, when all these entrepreneurs that are part of this community can come together and at these trade fairs and vendor vaults and market their crafts. So we are looking at having our first vendor vault come November, where we're going to have so many entrepreneurs come and sell their products to the rest of the public. And then it has a charitable arm, which is focused on working with persons with disabilities and internally displaced persons. The charitable arm is going to focus on outreach programs, helping people who want to start up businesses. Hopefully, we can be financially viable enough to reach out to people in need and be able to get them on. So, in a nutshell, that's these three arms are what make up Lean Africa: the educative arm, the marketing arm, and the charitable. I'm done.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
You are a poster child. You are a poster child for education is not scam. I would willingly come to Lean Africa because to learn public speaking, because you speak so eloquently.
Thank
And
you.
yes, so when they say go to school, please do not say I will not went.
School not be
Say I
scam.
went. School cannot be scam. You can all see it here. Her thought is very elevated and she dishes it out very nicely. But I also know that you speak two tongues. You speak
Yes.
French, isn't it?
Yes, I do.
So, in taking your closing remarks, I'd like you to do it in English and also do it in French.
Okay.
Okay, so Ayo Pay says we should hire her as our compliance officer, that she's quite affordable. Now she's been a
Affordable.
peach. She's been a peach. I mean, come and look at this girl all the way from Cameroon, and that's how she'll get a job now. Somebody will say, oh, show me your God. Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll not go there. We don't need to talk too much. Everyone on this stream is actually just doing what we're talking about. Do what? Put your right foot forward. You never can
Yes.
tell what will come out of it. Okay? So, okay, somebody says, oh, she speaks English and French. So why should be speaking a lot of English? Okay, so it's time to speak French. Oh my God. The comments are just coming, and if I keep reading them, we will not be talking. Yeah, so I'm going to just say to you, I'm going to say, as we wrap up, Angie, could we have your final thoughts or your words to inspire our audience? It's important that we inspire the younger ones so they can come on and do these things faster than we did it. You know, I know a lot of times we want to ride our own curves and then get all our own experiences, but there's a place for perching on the shoulders of giants who have gone before you. And you are one such giant this morning. So please talk to us, encourage us so that we can shorten our learning curves and be on our way to flying.
Okay. So I would like everyone to have a book and a pen for this last one because you might want to write down what I'm about to say.
Okay,
So
hold
I
on. Let me
have
make that. Everybody, get out your pen and your paper. In
I am
fact, begin
okay.
to type what you hear. Type it back for
Yes,
me in the comments. Whatever you hear, so we can
yes,
be sure that you got
exactly. Some
something
people
out
can
of
type back in
today's
the comment.
stream.
Good. Some people can type back in the comment. Okay. So I have 7 points. I'll be very smart about them. The first thing I would like to leave you with today is if you're about to start a business, if you're running a business, or you're about to go into humanitarian work, the first thing you need to do is self-assessment. That's our first point.
Mm,
Self-assessment. Identify your passion and your interest so that you know which one comes first and how to go about it. Secondly, research and explore. Discover your career
mm,
obligations, align them with your passion, follow what you need to do to be able to demarcate between your passion and your interest. So research and explore. Educate yourself as much as you can on your business and humanitarian work. Our second point was research and explore. Our third point is network. Connect with people, like-minded individuals through social media, through events, through charity fundraisers, through business connections. Make sure that you network because your network is your network.
true.
Volunteer, volunteer, gain hands-on experience. When you volunteer, you do something for free, but you don't live the same because you gain experiences. The next one will be maintain a healthy work-life balance. Me, with all my schedule, I still find time to enjoy my life. Please take those vacations if you need them. Party with friends, create time for family and friends. Don't just be buried in work. Maintain a healthy work-life balance so that you don't kill yourself or get sick over trying to work too much. The last one will be further your studies, empower yourself. Empower yourself. Think about ways that you can advance your skills, about gaining new qualifications, going to study. If you know me, you know that I am always from one training to another. The moment I hear a training, my vacations come with trainings. When I want to go to Nigeria to go and learn a new skill, I just go for vacation. I do my skill work training 1 week, 2 weeks. I take 1 week to rest. That's what I do. So that I don't find myself paying the flight ticket twice. So please empower yourself, educate yourself, further your studies, master your craft in the best way that you can. So those are my 7 points. I hope you keep them down. Self-assessment, research and explore, networking, volunteer, maintain a healthy work-life balance, further studies. Oh, the last one is side projects. I'm talking to Ayubu Pay, who is selling her nyama on the side to her 9 to 5 job. You can be her. Start something small, a project that you relate to that does not demand you. Don't leave your 9 to 5 job because you want to go and start business where you don't know how that business is going to work out. Start something small. Side projects help us to pay those extra bills, to sort out those luxuries. So I hope that we have gotten all our 7 points. The last one was side projects. Thank you all so much.
The French version.
Okay, en français. Donc, I'll give a summary of what we're doing in French. Share, is it listeners in French is viewers. Okay. Donc, aujourd'hui, j'étais ensemble avec Esine. Elle a un programme au Nigeria et on était en train de parler de entrepreneuriat et les activités humanitariennes. Donc, si pour savoir si c'est important d'être un entrepreneur et de faire aussi les activités humanitariennes et pour savoir si c'est possible de faire les deux. Et comme les gens qui me suivent, ils savent que comme je suis un entrepreneuriat, c'est la même manière que j'ai la passion pour servir les êtres humains et je vais aussi, je fais tout ce que je peux pour aider les gens que je vois qu'ils en ont besoin de l'aide de commencer leur business ou de poursuivre leur business. Donc aujourd'hui, on a parlé de certains challenges qu'on a dans le business qu'on fait et en particulier mon business. On a aussi parlé de challenges qu'on a pour être humanitairien. On a parlé de beaucoup de choses, Donc, si vous voulez savoir beaucoup, vous savez que mon français n'est pas si bon, mais je peux mieux expliquer sans être sur la caméra. Donc, j'espère que les francophones qui vont suivre ce programme vont avoir des questions et je suis ouverte à vous répondre tout le temps. Merci.
Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. And then to cap up everything that she said, I will add one last thing. Do not give up. Once you put your hand on the plow, do not give up. If you find you've met a rock or a challenge or an obstacle, recalibrate and redirect yourself, but do not give up. I tell you, I met Taka Ange sometime in January this year, and I promised I was going to put her on a show. I'm sure she waited the whole of February. I didn't reach out. March, I didn't reach out. April, I didn't reach out. She didn't know I'll reach out now.
True.
So you don't give up. You stay the course. One day it will be your day in the sun. And that day, you better remember everything that you've heard today. Thank you so much, Taka Ange, for sharing your valuable insights and experiences with us today. This conversation has been very, very Dear listeners, I'm sure you all have so many questions. Please, you may wish to send us your questions by mail as well to upyourwithazyname1@gmail.com, and I will get Taka Ange to gladly attend to them. My takeout today is this. Even though balancing business and humanitarian passion can be challenging, it is the future of life. I'm not even talking the future of business. It is the future of life, where you work and make a profit and then use some of your profit and your time and your knowledge and your resources to build a better society for every single one of us. Why do we have to do this? It is beneficial to do so because by aligning our business goals and humanitarian values, we have the potential to drive meaningful progress and create a better world for future generations. One of my mentors once told me that if your life is all about you and your immediate family, then you live a small life. But if your life is more than you, your immediate family, to include the society at large, people you don't even know, generations unborn, the future, then you have lived an impactful life. Then you are sure that you're building a legacy that years and years and years after, we'll be talking about you. It's about embracing the power of purpose-driven work. You know, when we talk about fulfilling purpose, you can only fulfill purpose when the work you do is transgenerational, when the work you do provides for more than yourself, when the work you do inspires more than yourself, when the work you do inspires more than your generation. Lean Africa is a community that has been set up to ensure that every single one of us will come in there or who go in there, who become a member, will do what? Will have a voice. We'll be able to transact and network beyond our immediate borders. I see Lean Africa helping to grow a borderless Africa, and this is the time to jump in. It's not when it has started the journey and the train has moved and they have passed like 15 train stations, then you want to jump in and then you want to get on the table. Get it now from under the table and let's all put our hands to doing work. To doing what? To building that organization up. I would encourage everyone here to start by identifying their core values and exploring how they can infuse these values into their professional endeavors. Collaboration and leveraging networks are also very, very key. By connecting with like-minded individuals and organizations, one can what? Amplify, impact, and create lasting change. And that is what our life is all about. Creating impact and creating lasting change. May we all be successful as we set sail going forward. This is where we wrap up today's edition of Up You with Ezine. It's been another fantastic, amazing one. Please follow us on all our social media handles on Instagram, Facebook. The handle is at Up You with Ezine. Taka, please put out your own handle somewhere in the stream so that they can see it. Please make sure you also follow Taka. Yeah. Get copies of our books, Up You with Ezine, When Adversity Strikes, Fight, and our latest offering, which is Recalibration. What is recalibration? It simply means you get to a point, you feel you're stuck, you feel you're still, you feel you want something new. That book gives you the processes that you have to go through to reinvent yourself and continue on your journey. So make sure you get copies of our books. Big up to everyone that is involved in creating this magic every week, starting with you, our dear listeners, our guests, our advertisers, the callers, the engineers on duty, every singular amazing one who was on this stream today, and then my indefatigable Up You team. You all are wonderful. You all stay strong. You all stay blessed. Be lifted until I come your way same time next week. You remain good. My name is Ezine Kufrekanem and it's Up You. Special thanks to Mr. Anke. Thank you for joining the stream today. God bless you. And from Anke, it's Up You. Say bye-bye.
Up You. Bye. Thank you for
Au
having
revoir,
me.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Au revoir.
Au revoir. Yeah, bye.
Bye.